Namaste, my beautiful queens. There will be no cards in this video, and I think I will make 2 or 3 videos on this subject. But before I even explain you what it is, I have to make several videos on manipulation, and I am doing this only based on my true wish to help you, because literally, my beautiful queens, the knowledge of this can save somebody's life. This one of the practicing psychologist recommended me to get, so I am familiar with the methods which are used, and can warn you about it. You see what you become if you become a victim of manipulator. You have to understand very clearly that anyone can become a victim of a manipulator. Knowledge is power. And this story and this video and next couple ones I'm gonna do literally can save somebody's life. No less than that. I will tell you now a story before I do second part of this video. A true story of a brilliant, educated, successful woman who married a manipulator and who turned into literally a zombie. If you think only if you are stupid or you are naive or you were brought up in a family where you've been neglected, it can happen. It can happen to everyone. Knowledge is power. The consequences of this, my beauties, can be as terrifying as not just loss of your health, loss of your emotional, mental, and spiritual health, loss of property, loss of money, loss of assets, loss of your children, including the loss of your life. Please hear me. Please share this information with everyone. Now, the story I'm going to tell you. So, a woman comes for the consultation. Not to me. I am sharing this story was told and happened with a psychologist who I know, and then she told me this story, and it's terrifying. And if you're gonna ignore it and you just need the cards, I hope someone will hear me. So the girl comes to her and she says, the first words she said, please don't think I'm crazy. The thing is that what happened not even to her. This story happened to her own sister. So her sister, Vera, she, what happened? The whole story. The sister graduates with honors, one of the most complicated, most amazing medical school. And she was so brilliant in her researches, so talented that several companies from different countries offered her, I think it's called internship. And when she was 25, she already was one of the leading specialists, a girl in medical field, and she was 25 when she already had career and success and money and everything. So no time for relationship, no time for nothing. So then appears Prince Charming, okay? Appears Prince Charming so-called Prince Charming, because you have to understand the manipulator will wear a mask. And who is manipulator? Narcissist is manipulator. Covert narcissist is manipulator. Abuser narcissist, covert narcissist, all of these people can be classified with one word: psychopath. Narcissist is a psychopath. Covert narcissist, even worse, psychopath. Manipulator, abuser, all of those psychopathic types. You have to be warned, you have to know. So he appears without specific education, specific profession, 36-year-old, not married. So he presented himself to her as this alpha male, deep, responsible, so on and so on. And he finds his ways in a heart of hers, in a heart of her parents. Professional manipulator, the guy who doesn't have a reliable job, the guy who doesn't have higher education, nothing like this woman, but the only thing he did in several years is studied how to manipulate, the methods of manipulation. Psychopath. No one knows he's a psychopath because they tell you exactly what you want to hear. They behave exactly how you want them to behave. They read you. They understand what they're doing. This is terrifying because they do something in order to get you do what they want and what they need. Don't think that you cannot become one of their victims. You cannot even imagine. So he becomes friends with parents. He proposes her. Hey, why not to propose? She has money, she has career. So what he convinces her to do, to move from that country where she has career to his little city, from the capital to the little city. And she agrees to all of that. So they have a wedding, they get married. They buy an apartment. Not he buys an apartment. Her parents and her buy an apartment. And everything they bought, all real estate they bought, he convinces them. Imagine this, her parents are professors also in a medical field. No idiots at all. This is how manipulation works. So they buy them apartment, they start living in that apartment. Now they also buy the building for business, for their own clinic. And then also it is all on his name and papers, and she opens her medical center and all the equipment in a medical center. So now they live in a different place than parents live in a capital. Parents, mother, father, and a sister, and this new bride, she lives in another city with her husband, and they only communicate through Skype and through telephone for a second only, for a couple of seconds, because she has no time for nothing. She organizes the work in the center. Then she gets pregnant and she works in the center till the last day of pregnancy. And when she delivers a child, she goes back to work next day after delivery. So parents, they decided to come and help her. And when they come and they saw her, because they haven't seen her for like over a year, they were absolutely shocked with the way she looked, because she just left the hospital after delivery and she went to work right away, and she hired a nanny and left the child with a nanny. When she was coming from work, she was cooking, cleaning, doing everything what the wife's supposed to do. At night she would be sitting with a child. In the morning she would go to work. Her parents was shocked. Her parents realized something is not right, something is going on here. But the daughter said it's all right, everything is fine. Year later Year later, she calls her sister. Her sister, she still has some common sense in her. She's like, please come, I feel very bad. Her sister comes and meet her in her medical center where they are hiding in a little room, so God forbid her husband finds out that she was meeting her sister, so he cuts her off everybody and anything. So she tells her, this is the last time she was making anything. She tells her, I feel like I am in a cage. I feel like I lost myself. I don't know what's going on. And I think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm crazy. So sister tries to calm her down, tries to tell her regular thing. You're going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. And then she told her this words, you don't understand. He's a terrifying person. What other people see in him, how he presents himself to other people, this is not who he is. But next day, sister went back to her parents, and then this woman, Vera, she gets pregnant again. She delivers a second child, she keeps on working, and she turns into absolute zombie. And parents come to help with a second child. And parents simply did not recognize that woman, their daughter, because her behavior was not 100%. It was probably 1,000% different. She was outgoing. She was very smart always. She loved to travel. She liked to drive. He, in a little over 2 years, like 3 years, completely destroyed her 100%. She was afraid to be behind the wheel. She was afraid to go anywhere without his permission. She didn't go to the movie. She didn't go to cafe. She just worked. She completely turned into a zombie. She didn't buy nothing to herself. She didn't do nothing to herself. She was a shadow. Her weight was 47 kilograms while she was 1 meter 75 centimeter. It's probably like 5'8", and she weighed approximately like 85 pounds. It was really horrible. So parents saw it and they were terrified. So they took her to the doctor, and the doctor says that she's completely exhausted. She's anorexic. She's nervously exhausted, emotionally exhausted. And he said that she has to stay in a clinic for at least a couple of days because this is all gonna go into complete disaster. But suddenly, her husband called her while she was in a doctor's office. And when she picked up the phone, the husband said, you know what, you must come home right this very second. I'm gonna come and pick you up. He came and he picked her up. He kicked out her parents. And he said, you know what, this is my apartment. This apartment which her parents bought. The clinic they bought, the equipment they bought everything. He had nothing to do there, nothing at all. But he kicked them out, closed the door before their faces, and he said, you know what, this is my apartment, this is my place. And they said, listen, but we bought it, this is all bought for our money. He said, you know what, on the paper, this is all mine. So can you imagine the condition of these people? Educated, grown-up people, knowing how to make money, successful grown-up. They bought an apartment, they bought a house, they bought a business and put everything on his name. But that was not the worst thing. The worst thing, there was a household daughter. So next day they call her phone and she doesn't answer. And when parents came, tried to talk to her when she was at work, The husband put the guards there and told the guards not to allow the parents approach his wife. Can you imagine? Parents started to suspect that he even gives her probably some drugs, because he absolutely, this woman, which was their daughter couple years ago, she was not that person at all. She was not no drugs. She was a victim, and parents, and she first of all was a victim of very hard. There is two expression: light manipulation and hard manipulation. This was hard manipulation. And now imagine this: in just several years, bright, beautiful, successful woman getting proposition from every European country, loving, devoted daughter, wife, sister, turns out into zombie. This is actually the methods which he used on her are used in some religious sects while they are preparing suicide bombers, because this is manipulation, it's brainwashing. There are certain techniques, which those techniques you can buy yourself a book and read about these techniques. They have schools, they have courses. You can learn how to do this. This is horrible. And so what happens? He turned her into something she never been. And it also creates this codependency. Now, very important here. He creates the codependency. As soon as he created codependency, and I told you already, one of the methods, cutting you off of your parents, of your friends, of everything. As soon as he created codependency from himself, it is easy to break a person. You become a zombie. He made her codependent. He constantly was working with her with different methods of manipulation. He made her work non-stop. He didn't allow her even enough sleep, enough rest. So what moment such a person breaks completely, destroyed? And girls, we're not talking about poor girl in somewhere in a deep village in India. We're not talking about ninth daughter of poor parent. We are talking about a educated, smart woman turning into a zombie. She was ready to leave when first time sister came and she said, I feel like I'm in a cage. But she stayed. She stayed with him, and then she broke after that. Question: why do we stay with toxic partners? Why we love those who hurt us? Girls, codependency is not a joke. It's not a joke. Manipulator knows how to get you on a hook. I even wrote it in one of my posts, I think it was 4 a.m. As innocent as it looks, as you left him and he posts on his social media selfies with very sad eyes, and you think he misses you. No, he's manipulating you. Methods of manipulation: further, closer, hot, cold, in, out, to create codependency, because as soon as you're codependent, he is your drug. Even if it hurts, but you need your dose, he can do whatever he wants with you, and then you break and turn into a zombie. Why we don't leave these partners? What holds us there? Codependency. Because you invested your emotions, your time, your feelings. Those emotions you invested into this person, your time you invested, your tears, your feelings, they become this toxic glue which glues us to that person. So we don't leave. We are dependent on that psychopath. He made us dependent, and he knows we're not going to leave anywhere because we're now on a hook. Also, why don't we leave? Many women feel shame. Girls, you think I wasn't manipulated? I was manipulated brilliantly. I mean, he needs an award, a Bill Golden statue, an award, because I am not stupid. Like this woman, she was not stupid. But it was done so brilliantly that what came to me, I was just giving everything on my free will. This is how brilliantly I was manipulated, because it's hard to manipulate me because I'm a psychic, because I feel things, because I see things, because I've read 25,000 books, and still I was manipulated, okay? Still I was. Well, karma involved there, but scary. So some of women stay with toxic partner because they feel ashamed. Because other people, I had clients which told me, my parents tell me, are you nuts? He's going to do so. Well, my parents told me, my friends told me, everyone told me, look at him. He's not what he shows you. He's not what he's showing you. He's not the mask he wears. I didn't listen. So now when it happened to her, she's too ashamed to leave, to show everybody that she was wrong. Next reason why they're not leaving, scared. I'm scared. Why should I leave? What if he's gonna try to have his revenge? What if he's gonna kill me? What if he's gonna take my children? Just fear. And the worst reason, false hopes. This is the worst. Anna Baginskaya call it optimistic hopes. This is the worst, because he did give you a couple of those beautiful moments when, just especially at the very beginning of your relationship, when he was pressing your buttons in order to create a hook, and so you swallow that hook, so you do whatever he wants freely. Manipulator. He doesn't force you, no. He manipulates you in such a way that you're just gonna calm yourself, and you're just gonna give yourself whatever he needs from you. And he can need from you all kinds of things. They need a resource. You are food. You are food, he's a wolf. You are resource he needs to use. It can be talent, gifts, connections, sex, or just emotions, feelings, your energy, or the conjunctions of all of it. So some of you believe that he's gonna change, the wolf is gonna become a sheep, and you start convincing yourself that, but we have such beautiful moments. I get these emails. He was just like a Prince Charming at the beginning. Suddenly he changed. If only I stay. If only I stay and hold on, my laugh is gonna melt his heart. Your laugh is gonna destroy you. Not gonna melt his heart. He will understand I'm the best thing happened to him. No, he will not understand. He understands what he's doing. He's doing it on purpose. False optimism. and false hope that a psychopath is going to change, that if you pray or if you stay or if you obey or if you're going to believe that he's going to wake up, those twin flames fairy tales. Psychopath is not going to wake up. Psychopath is a psychopath. And who is a psychopath? Abuser is a psychopath. Narcissist is a psychopath. Manipulator is a psychopath. All of those covert narcissists, all of those people are psychopaths. Again, another thing what holds you, yeah, sadness. We had such beautiful moments. Maybe everything can become better. Maybe he's going to understand. Well, maybe he's going to come back. Maybe he's going to realize that he was wrong. No, he's not going to change. He's not going to realize. He's not going to understand. He's a psychopath. Rat cannot become a swan. Wolf cannot become a sheep. Can you just get it? Or you can be hurt. You know, I've done so much. I've seen a woman who built a career, just as the story I just told you, built a career for a man. She's a resources. He used her every possible way. She put him up high. She bought the business, helped him to buy a house, helped him to get a more. After she had nothing left, the resources was empty. He discarded her. It doesn't matter how much you've done. I gave so much to him. He will understand and realize. He will not understand and realize. He'll go and find himself another resource. This, please, you have to be very careful. Tons of videos. This man has YouTube channel, Rosenberg. There are other channels. I've made several videos. Girls, I am spending, yesterday I went to bed at 4. I was preparing this material for you. In the second part, I'm going to be talking how is it even possible to outsmart a manipulator and where it is leading you. I am spending my time not sleeping. I am translating material from Russian into English to give it to you so I can save somebody. I can save somebody. Please, self-love, self-value, self-respect. There are so many victims out there. So many victims out there of all kinds of psychopaths. Actions of man determine his attitude towards you. You become a slave of a man, abused physically, abused emotionally, abused spiritually, being devalued, being discarded, being humiliated. Relationship has to be something beautiful in which you feel good. If you feel bad, run, please run. Cut him off completely, because if you still have resources he needs, he's not going to let you go. And he's not going to let you go not because he loves you, because he needs something from you. And some of them can cry, stand on their knees, swear to you that he's going to change. They're not changing. He needs to use you while you still have something he can use. If you have nothing to use, he's going to be gone. Please, girls, please be aware about it, because there are men who enjoy their power over you, of putting all your strings, of having you like this. Psychopath has zero empathy. They're a liar. They're manipulators. They're using a woman at all kinds of things. They don't change. They never change. They can be using physical aggression. They can be using psychological aggression. They can be provoke you. They will be devalue you. You will end up losing everything. Run, please, run. Don't risk it, because you can end up losing your money, your health, your self-esteem, your career, your friends, your everything. You can end up losing absolutely everything. So please be warned. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Teach your daughters, teach your sisters, teach your friends. The psychopath, manipulator, don't change, never ever. Please don't waste your life. Please stop fooling yourself. You can wait till the end of your life without being able to breathe, without being able to be loved, be accepted, be valued, be supported. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You don't want this to happen to you, like in the story I just told you. In the next part, I will be talking about, is it possible to outsmart a manipulator? I want to believe I've saved at least one of you. Namaste.